direction. Pain.
We run the clock, Super 16, it's the cream of the crop. College football time of year, don't stop.
You're adding this guy.
Just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show with your dreams.
Ain't no bias, Chris Zorich breaking truth. Traded in the golden helmet in the past for a suit. With the tape, never lies, college ball, he's a stoop. Breaking the top 16, not the top 32.
I don't mean to cut you off like a Zorich jersey, but you ain't really grinding unless the jersey dirty. Hit the running back like a Mack truck behind the 30-yard line. It's game time. My team riding off the sideline.
You look at Chris like this with a fact checklist, going over college teams like a 50 scientist. Steve streaking from his head like in his playing days. Super 16 polls on his show straight away.
It's the FBS, the best of the best from the ACC to the SEC. Pac-12, Big Ten, Mountain West, Sun Belt, and the Big 12. Open your eyelids, who the best like Khaled? Super 16 is the cream of the crop. College football time of year, don't stop. With Christopher Zorich, just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show with your dreams.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 11 of the Super 16 poll show. I want to actually welcome myself back, I guess. I was on hiatus last week, unfortunately. Had to take care of some business, but we are back. And I want to thank the Football Writers Association of America and the National Football Foundation for allowing us to participate in the Super 16 poll. Before I get started, there's a couple of things we're going to talk a little bit later about some firings that happened in the college football world. That's kind of interesting. And I'm sure we may even talk about what's going on in Michigan with Jim Harbaugh. I'd like to bring in our super coach / Philiptosian / DDP. You think you had a good couple days?
Yeah, it's been great, Chris. What's up?
I'm excited. I'm excited actually more to hear about your success on the gridiron, you personally.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a whirlwind, Chris.
That's been a whirlwind. You're successful.
Yes, we are going to the Super Bowl, Chris.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, we're excited. We had a semifinal game. Our league president was smart enough and really battled for us to have our playoff game at home at night under the lights.
Oh, wow.
And the kids from both teams were super excited about it. So
I can imagine. And these are 8 to 10-year-olds?
It's 3rd and 4th grade football. Okay. 8 and 9-year-olds. And listen, I've never coached at this level. I've always high school, college, middle school, never this young age. I mean, I did like, what do you call it? Clinics and that kind of stuff, okay, but never. So my expectation wasn't for it to be so physical and competitive. And it is unbelievable. These kids, I'm so proud of them as a head coach and the coaches I have and the things that they did and have done all season and culminating in, your back's up against the wall. It's one and done. The kids knew what it was about and they came out there and they were like crazed animals. I said, God, Buddy Ryan would be proud of the defensive effort. I mean, they literally have, and Middletown's a very physical, big football team.
Okay.
And they got some talent there, and the boys stepped up. They knew what they were going because we had beat them earlier in a battle, but they knew. And
What was the score of the first one?
It was in the pouring rain at their place, 20-6. We beat them.
Okay.
But this time the boys came out and did their work, both offensively and defensively. Big plays were the day, and it was a lot of people there supporting us. It was really great. It was a great night. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about it, because as a father and a coach, it's a stressful kind of balance. But when you're proud of every kid and you treat every kid the same, it really comes to fruition. So, and I practice what I preach. So everything I've ever said about the Bears and what they should be doing, I'm doing. Like, these kids are running offense, action game, power game. They're pulling
Nice.
So they're out there playing the game of football. I challenged them and they stepped up. So the Bears could learn a thing or two about running the football, right? And making that their identity.
Lots of 8th graders, or some 8-year-old throw down, huh?
Right. They're playing their butts off. I just think, just bringing it full circle, like Luke Getsy and the Bears, my mini rant, just don't ever understand and embrace an identity. Like, they can't hang their hat on anything. Irregardless of who's the quarterback, it's always either been David Montgomery and now it's Deonta Foreman. And I feel like if the Bears embrace that run game with that big offensive line, everything else will fall into place for them. But they can't get out of their own way with these gimmicky, stupid plays in situational football play calls as well. And as a coach, it's your job as the head coach to kind of reel it in and get your identity. And even though the Chicago Bears were victorious, Chris, it was against the worst football team in the NFL. And it's 16-13. This wasn't like a blowout game. It was like they could have one other play away. And I know they scored on specials. And a lot of Bears fans are like, Shane and Phil, you're so negative. It's real. It's realistic. It's analytical and realistic. There's no way the Chicago Bears can move forward with Coach Eberflus and reset this whole process with a new quarterback or whatever they're going to do. You just can't do it with this coaching staff. It's the same thing over and over. And that's really the point of reference to the big stories of Jim Harbaugh and how much I want him and what he would bring an identity. You find your identity through the talent you have on your football team. And the Chicago Bears seem to play politics, like with Velus Jones. There's got to be a point where you're like, you ain't it. I made a mistake. We move on. This kind of stuff doesn't happen in Chicago. It's like, we want to not pad stats, but we want to make sure that the things that were drafted are successful, instead of saying the best play to be successful.
Right.
And that's the difference. And even in coaching on this level, it's like, it's the hardest job I've ever had, because it's constant teaching and reteaching, the redundancy and the reps and the teaching, and the kids are intimidated by a bigger kid. It's just natural. Right. So you're having to embrace the fundamentals of what we taught you, and you won't lose. You'll be successful. You just have to believe in the fundamentals that you're taught. And on the highest of level, that's not being taught. It's just this whole season and teaching this has been very eye-opening for me. watching the Bears and just how poorly coached they are. How poorly coached they are.
Yeah, I was trying to see if they had a chance to do the club dub after the game. I'm hoping they did not, but I don't have a chance to see that.
I think, like I talked about it, I have zero, and I mean this wholeheartedly, with Nagy bringing out the disco ball and that whole scenario of hyping it up on social media as the club dub. That ran its course through the 2018 season where Vic Fangio created all those turnovers and the Bears were successful and they were a double doink away from going to where we thought they would go. But then the next year you come and lose 8 straight and then you win and now you're club dubbing with the disco ball and the music. No, that's us. We're doing. I have a big problem with that. It's good in the moment of a good season and you've built a quality and you have an identity, so to speak. Then the next year they continued to do it under Nagy. It's like, no, bro, it ain't. It's falling on deaf ears with the audience too. You're starting to make fans irritated. This year, not defending gets. I think there is, as you would know, very difficult to win in the NFL. So when you do, you celebrate it. And I don't think they're doing club dub per se. And if they're listing it as that, it's a huge error on the, I don't know if I should say it, but I will say it. I just don't think the Bears media department knows how to read the room. Okay. Like after a loss, we don't need a highlight reel of a one player in the game that was completely 48-3. Yeah, let's make it look like the Bears were in the game. No, I think they misread and put out things in the wrong time frame. But again, I'm negative according to sources, but I'm really real about it. And when you win, celebrate however you choose to do it. And maybe keep it private. Maybe have that something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put it on social media. I think that, to your point, if there's a huge upset win, even as a kid, Chris, the ability to get behind the curtain and see Coach Ditka talk to the team in the locker room for that glimpse. Maybe it was 48 seconds or a minute and 20, whatever it was, 2-minute look of what was it like afterwards.
Right.
That was great. But to promote after you've lost 14 straight and now we're doing a club dub, I think it's a bad look. It's a bad look. So
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I was excited about the win. I mean, I'm happy for him, but
I know you're happy. You're happy for them. You're happy for me. It's been a long season.
Yes.
Culminating to an end.
Yes, it is. And I'm happy about college football because there's some crazy stuff going on this week. And there's some firings that we can talk about later, but maybe we should start.
Absolutely. I did have a clip. I don't know if you wanted to see me.
Oh, yes. Oh, you didn't tell me about the clip.
I just was sent this clip.
Listen up. We played 4 quarters of football with intensity and passion. No one was looking at anybody. Somebody had to step up. All we do is win. That's what I'm talking about. Bring it in.
All right. Yes. Let's go. Turn it down.
Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Let's go. We're going to the Super Bowl now.
There you go,
Look
Chris.
at you, man.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Someone's sending me videos during the show.
Those kids are tiny. Oh my god.
Bro.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Wait till you see the films. They didn't play time. They come up hitting people.
That's
I'll
awesome.
put a little highlight video together for you.
Please do that, and then
hopefully we
can show it
win
next week.
You'll know next week if we make it. We beat the undefeated Berlin Bears, Chris. Of course, they have to be the Bears.
Hey, got to make your mark, man.
Got to make your mark. Maker's mark.
Hello.
It's a good drink sometimes when you need it.
Right afterward.
I did not. That was club dub for me right there, Chris. Is that acceptable?
That was very acceptable. I was on the field. That was awesome.
All right. Let's go to the college football rankings by Chris Zorich after we have a great night catching up. I haven't seen this guy in a couple of weeks. He's back, and he's better than ever. And there's a lot of things going on in this game of college football.
Yes, there is. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
New team here.
Number 16, Louisville.
Now, some folks and other polls have them a little higher. I still have an issue with Pitt beating them. It's not my grudge against Louisville because they beat the shit out of Notre Dame. That happened. I mean, that was on Notre Dame. But I'm a little nervous to put them a little higher because they lost against Pitt, and then my illustrious Irish blew out Pitt 58-7. So what does that mean? I'm not sure about Louisville.
Yeah, it's tough to rank them. I'm actually ecstatic that you're there. With them. 16 here.
They've only lost that one game too. I mean, it's not. I mean, they have some.
Pitt has been a disappointment this year.
That is true.
So, to your point, Notre Dame smashed Pitt, only to lose to Louisville. I think you're putting them here in fairness to them.
And I mean, honestly, they beat a number 10 and a number 20 team. Number 10 Notre Dame and Duke was 20, so I'm sure that's why some folks have them, higher in other polls. But I'm not sold on them.
Other polls.
Other.
Hey, 16. Joe Montana.
There you go.
There's where they're living. Let's go to number 15, bro.
Hey,
this is surprising.
Number 15, Oklahoma.
I'm still in bed with Oklahoma, man. I still love me some Oklahoma, but I mean they had a chance to kind of blow out West Virginia. That's fine. I wish something had happened because I mean I do love them, but Kansas ruined their season. So that's the scary thing about it. And then they lost Bedlam, which is unacceptable. But I'm a fan. Maybe this is my Baylor for this year. Maybe I need to reassess my love for my college teams, but for some reason I just love OU.
Well, the quarterback has played really well, up and down, but always, consistent, I would say, in regards to his effort. Obviously, you talked about Bedlam. They beat UCF, who destroyed somebody. I'm sure you're going to talk about that. But, they put a whooping on West Virginia after losing to Oklahoma State. It's a hard play. It's a rock in a hard place, Chris. But looking at this, I have to give you a pass here. I'll give you the Baylor. The Baylor
pass. But I mean, like, what does their season look like? I mean, they have BYU and TCU left.
BYU and TCU. That's it.
All right, Bullets. Love it, man. And I know, man, you just gotta love you some OU. Yes.
Well, football is great when the Sooners are great. The Sooners they used to be amazing defense, and then they became an offensive focused football team. That whole Pac-12. I mean, not Pac-12, Big 12.
Right.
The whole big.
Well, and then when you look at it, I mean, you're talking about 5 points to Kansas and 3 to Oklahoma State. I mean, that's 8 points.
Right. I mean, you can't lose to Kansas.
Very true.
Then you come back and lose to Oklahoma State. So you lose 2 in a row, then beat West Virginia. I get it. I almost would argue Louisville over them.
Okay.
Because of 2 losses. But
Sure.
Louisville has 2 or 1?
No, they just got that 1 loss to Pitt.
Freaking upset by Pitt.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, they have 2
They got BYU
2 wins against top 20 teams at Notre Dame and Duke.
Yeah, that should push Louisville to 15 if we were going to Baylorize this.
You know what? Actually, think about Baylorizing it. What about maybe I have that attitude that I had with Cincinnati that one year, and
Maybe
then
not.
now it was finally like proven.
You were proven right.
Correct that, and then all year, but it was like, well, give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance. And it was like, oh, why are we doing this?
Because they didn't beat anybody, really. And then they go up against the big boy, and they got smashed. Smashed. What's up, Auburn Lewis?
Love it.
Big fan of Chris Zorich.
All right, what about 14?
Number 14, Penn State.
These guys
There we
dropped
go.
4. I don't know, man.
They're firing the OC.
The OC. I mean, where do you think that came from? I mean,
DC was doing signs before the game.
that whole thing, that was a travesty. I mean, the idea that, and then, I mean, we might be able to talk about Jim Harbaugh later. I'm not sure where Michigan's ranked, but we might be able to talk about him later. But I mean, the AD at Penn State is a football guy. I don't know.
They put a full court press on their thoughts on Michigan. I thought that kind of, I think you say one thing and you move on. The defensive coordinator making that video, did you see it? And then the Michigan guys got their revenge after the game.
Right.
With him. I think you stay out of that pool.
You would think.
But they went there and they got smashed.
You would think.
That is what it is. Penn State
about smash. Oh,
I'm sorry. Have they been able to? They have. He's not been able to beat.
That's the thing.
Anybody in these big games,
right? And that's the thing. They're ranked so high in the beginning of the season. Well, and then, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, are they the 3rd best team in that division? I mean, you have Michigan, Ohio State, and then do you have Penn State?
In that, the Big East, the Big Ten East. I think you got to put them 3rd, yeah. Because in the West, they got Iowa, Nebraska, Northwestern making a weird comeback, man.
What about that? You and I talked about this.
Smashed Wisconsin.
I think this guy's going to have a head coaching job.
This dude's stepping up to the plate. You got to respect that.
Oh, my God. Considering all the adversity they had? Oh, my.
All the distractions.
Jesus.
You're not even hearing about it.
Right.
Jim Harbaugh, the thing.
Which I'm sure they love.
I think Jim hit it on the head. We're America's team.
Hello.
Everybody loves a comeback. Everyone loves the underdog.
Yeah. Michigan's the underdog. Yeah, okay.
Jim's turning this around. He's like Willy Wonka, man.
He's a genius, man. He's like, yeah, exactly.
Wait,
exactly.
Stop. Don't. Remember when the kid was going by the
that's right.
river? Wait, stop.
Don't. Right, there you go. All right. Speaking
Anyway,
about an old time ass whooping.
oh, this was disappointing.
Very.
Let's go to number 13.
Very.
Number 13, Ole Miss.
Our guy Lane, man, what the hell, man? I mean, is Georgia back? I mean, is this the buzzsaw we've been waiting for?
Dude, that defensive line, kid. They could not. Ole Miss could not handle that D line. That's the story of that game because Dart was ready. I gotta say this, probably the best catch I've ever seen. It
Really?
beat OBJ. Did you see this catch by OBJ?
Yeah, I did. I don't think. Okay,
dude,
all right.
That in game running that route outside, turning, and being able to one hand while you're falling backwards. That was probably the best catch I've ever seen. Got to give that kid credit, man. That was a freaking catch. That was nasty. And I know these kids are practicing all this stuff, but I got to give that kid from Ole Miss credit. I don't even know his name, for God's sake, off my head, but huge catch. But Dart getting banged up in the game. They couldn't get Junkins going. That Georgia defensive line, man, he recruits these guys, and they were up to. I thought we were going to get a better game, Chris.
Yeah, no, I honestly did as the SEC game. I mean, I thought in anything a lot closer. I was just amazed that Ole Miss only put up 17.
Dude, 52 they put up. And you have, listen, this other kid from, I was thinking it was Phil McConkey's kid, but I guess there's no relation there. But this kid,
he steps up. Well, hold on, we're gonna have a chance to talk. We might have a chance to talk about him later. I don't know. We might.
All right, let's go. Let's go to number 12. Are you done with Ole Miss?
I am done with Ole Miss. Yes, sir.
Lane's got to be pissed.
Lane has got to be irate, and also considering
that job opened up. How about the fake punt?
Hey, man, he's trying to do what he can. Hey, man,
he tried. It just let's go to number 12.
Number 12, Missouri.
Mizzou here. How about this, man? I mean, the fact that we're getting some more Mizzou play is amazing. And against Tennessee, what's going on, man?
Dude, gotta love it, man. This freaking running back. Let's talk about this dude. This
trying to show me the yards he had.
He's the first back, I believe, in the SEC. There's some crazy stat to have 200 yards rushing and some crazy number receiving.
Is it really?
He broke an SEC record. Cherie, I don't know if you could look at.
He has 1,000. He has over 1,000 yards. Is it Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, 100 yards.
Dude, this kid is an animal. I just love the way he runs. Hard, physical, instinctive. You got to love the way he runs the football. They, I believe, have Florida next on the docket.
Yep.
And then Arkansas. So where are they because I know, what are they they're in the East. So they have Georgia on their side.
Right. Well, right. Which is, I mean, it's going to be interesting. But, I mean, you think about where they're at 8-2 in the SEC, and the teams they lost to were LSU and Georgia, and they beat a ranked Tennessee team, Kentucky, and Kansas State way back when. So, pretty good team, man. Pretty good team.
Very good team. Very good team.
I mean, if you would have told me that in week 11, Mizzou would have been second in the East, I'd have been like, yeah, not happening, not happening.
You got,
or at least 8-2. I mean, that's crazy.
Right, the kid Cook.
There you go.
He's got 1,100, but he had, what did he have in this game against?
Oh, I think he had, let me see.
200 yards, right? Versus Tennessee. Hold on. Let me get to the stats. Tennessee. I'm on Tennessee. I'm at Missouri. 205 yards. 5.9. Then he had 116 receiving yards. So
How
that's
crazy
the
is
thing.
that? That's crazy.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The kid is a baller in Missouri. Number 11, Chris.
Hold up. So we may have had
to say.
Yes, we may have had an error. May have had too much fun on Saturday night when I was putting together my polls, and
your wife was going crazy too. She's got some her and Cherie might get into some arguments because she was going all in on Michigan.
My wife.
Yes. She's like, get Michigan out. She was on a timeline. On my timeline, there was a bunch of Michigan fans going at her. She's like, I said what I said. I was
My
like,
wife.
Candy was fired up with Michigan.
Yeah, well, she's learning football from afar, and so she's like, and like her go-to. Oh yeah, you have no idea. Well, that's the only team she can cheer for. But like her go-to is, and it's terrible that she pulls his card all the time. But it's like, if you haven't played, shut up. Like, okay, all right, here you go. You can't even have a perspective, and so. Hey, man.
She was fired up with Michigan fans.
Yes. That's my wife. So I saw that to say that.
You had a lot of fun.
Yes. And so I may have made an error on my 11, so we can switch to 10 because this will be like the Super 15 post show as opposed to the Super 16.
15.
Yes.
I think Tulane deserves both 11 and 10.
Number 10, Tulane.
I like that. And I'm not just saying that because my boss graduated and played quarterback at Tulane. Not at all. They are not in my top 10 at all because of that, Craig. At all.
Yes.
Craig Randall, by the way, was the
Craig Randall, yes. Former Tulane.
Yes. And former Michigan quarterback as a freshman.
Look at that.
And then he kind of assessed the situation and bounced and became a 2-year starter at Tulane.
He went into the transfer portal before it even existed.
Before he was like, damn, Michigan. Ooh, okay. All right.
He's an entrepreneur.
Yes, he is. Yes, in more ways than one. So, but Tulsa's always a tough game for them. It wasn't pretty, but 24-22 with the victory. And I mean, let's take a look at the rest of their schedule. Will they be? I mean, they're nowhere near the top 5, but being in the top 10 at least, yes. Will give them an opportunity to go to a good bowl. But folks may not be excited about how they travel. So,
right, they went. They beat Tulsa.
Right,
Lovie Smith's old stomping grounds.
Look at you. And I mean, their only loss,
Rice,
was against Ole Miss. So we are going to talk about what happened with Ole Miss, but excited that they're representing the group of 5 folks.
Speaking back to Ole Miss, glad Tulane makes the top 10 and 11. Craig,
10 and 11, yes. So that's a double bonus.
It's not the gas station 7-Eleven. It's 10 and 11 on the Super 16.
Gotcha.
Oh, show.
Super 16, I like that. 10 and 11. See,
10 and 11.
Great segue.
How about Lane Kiffin? I forgot about this story. Ben Ricketts is bringing it back up. The kid got thrown off the team, but recorded the conversation and then let the conversation out where he's like, give a F about you and this. So he's being sued with this. Did you see that?
I did not see that. No.
Oh, yeah. So there's this big controversy hidden underneath.
Okay, but I mean, can we not swear at kids anymore? I mean, I don't. Not at your level. Your level's a little different.
Yeah.
But I mean,
at that level, I think you can swear. Yes.
I don't know, but then if the kid records, I mean, he has to be aware that people are recording. I mean, anything that he says now, anything anybody says, it's going to be recorded somewhere, somehow.
It's a crazy world with that. You're right.
I mean, unlike, Dion at Colorado, where they actually have people in front of you with the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So you got kids,
The CW is about to record Dion. He's going to have his own show.
Stop.
Super.
The CW. Which is interesting because I didn't know that the ACC was on the CW. So.
It's crazy. Yeah. Deion Sanders, man, got smashed again.
And that's really interesting because his name has been floating around at Texas A&M, but that's a whole different story. We can get to that later.
We get to that later. It's crazy stuff going on in college.
Because apparently now, if you go to a bowl game, if you become bowl eligible, you get fired, which is a whole different conversation. But let's go to 9.
Let's go to number 9.
Number 9. Oregon State.
I'm not even going to say his name, but my guy, DJ.
DJ?
Yes.
Ungolololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololol
See, did I have the same shirt on? It was a dark shirt. Did I get play
Hold
with
on,
it?
let me see.
Googly. Was that a turtleneck? Wait, was that a
Dude,
dark? Wait, can I
dude,
say that one more time?
what happened to your
I
lights?
don't know, man. What the hell?
Went all Better Call Saul on us here.
Googly. Maybe it was a different camera or something like that. I mean, that looked like it was taken like 15 years ago. Hey, there you go. Yep, I like it. Wow. Can't believe I did that. Okay, can we please talk about the Beavers, please?
Yes, Oregon
Thank
State.
you, Ron. Thank you. I tried, Ron. I tried.
Ron.
The Beavers.
The Beavers. Oregon State keeps
Again,
battling.
another surprise. I mean, these teams, I mean, I think DJ's going to have a shot the next level, man.
He's turned it around. He's found his place like Craig Randall did at Tulane.
Hello.
He's found his place here. Now, people were worried that they were going to have
2,200 yards, too. I'm sorry, go ahead, what?
People were worried with Stanford because Stanford had been playing so well and battling these teams.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah,
they put a smashing on them, 62-17. Now they face off against Heisman hopeful and very good football team in Washington.
You want to talk about having a kind of a cool last couple of games, right? I mean, think about having the chance to, really compete against maybe 4 or 5 ranked teams a year. I mean, not a lot of folks can actually do that. And they've come out with only 2 losses. I mean, that's impressive. And then they got, like you said, they got Washington coming up. And then at the end of the year, I don't even know what game this is called. What game is this one called? The
Oregon State?
Yeah, what game is that called? The Tree Hugger game or what is that?
What's the old
It's not the Oaken Bucket. It's Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan.
That's
no, that might not be
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan is in the Big Ten.
Oh. Now to the Pac-12, do they split it or no? It's not like Pac-12 East, Pac-12.
Right. No, they don't.
They just go one conference.
Right. But
and
we're not gonna. I mean, this is a conversation around the time, but there's only like 2 or 3 teams left in that conference.
You're right.
So this can be a whole different conversation. But the Beavers excited. I mean, I'm excited about. Okay, here we go. Civil War. You're not allowed to say that, right? Because it's not civil.
Formally,
right? So then
Civil War. This was the game you were wondering about. Oregon.
So then in parentheses, will they say formally then?
That would be a great way to get around it.
Right, exactly.
Formally Civil War trophy. Here it is.
That pissed a lot of people off, man. My God. My God.
Formally. No, but they're making their way back to you, babe.
Hey, I'm excited for my guy DJ, man. I'm excited that he had a chance to get on life. And interestingly enough, look what's going on at Clemson.
Exactly. They've taken a downward spiral.
Who knew? Except they beat my team Notre Dame, but that's a whole different story. So
that was a hurt. That was pain.
Speaking about a hurt and pain, let's go to the next one.
Number 8, Texas.
Now, Phil, this is where it's going to get kind of interesting because there isn't a lot of movement after this.
Right.
But you think about Texas and having the chance to play Texas Tech, but really not like. I mean, what happened? Because this was my Baylor 2.0. At one point, this team in my rankings was number 1.
They were.
And then they made a huge descent.
They lost Ewers,
right,
the quarterback, which affected them offensively because they were playing good football. And then these games have gotten closer after the BYU game.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State, which was ranked at the time.
Right.
And then TCU last week by 3. So they're still winning. Is Arch Manning leaving Texas? That's what I'm seeing, that rumor. He's about to bounce, but Texas has struggled with consistent football with a young quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to hold them back, obviously, from anything.
And then, sadly to say, the running back. He's out for the season.
He's out for the season as well.
Oh, and that's tough because he's a senior, and you think about it. I mean, does he leave?
Can't. Gonna have to try to redshirt this injury and come back from it. That's what tough. I would do.
That is tough.
Didn't have enough on tape right now. I love him, but I don't know. You go into the league, then he becomes a 5th round pick.
Right. Versus being the number 1 back taken,
Exactly. Let's go to number 7, though, Chris. I don't know about Arch Manning. Do you know?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't talked to the Manning brothers, so.
Okay. They haven't called you on their show yet?
I haven't called him on my show yet. No,
we have to make that happen, guys.
However, I will see his dad. I will see the dad December 5th when That's I go to Vegas. Whose birthday?
My wife.
Hey. Well, I'll be waving to her from Vegas because I will be honoring Michael Stonebreaker as he made the College Football Hall of Fame this year.
Let's go, Stonebreaker.
Yes.
Let's go, buddy. Is he watching right now, that guy?
He is not. He's actually making coffee, so he's a coffee maker now.
I know. Is it Stonebreaker brand?
Actually, it's not Stonebreaker brand, but it's phenomenal coffee that we actually have at the Airbnb at the Mini Clover in South Bend.
How great is that? To the Etotians? Does it come with a Keurig style?
I will talk to Stoney about that. However, it's not a Keurig style. It's the old school, in the vacuum pack thing.
Okay. I don't make that. I'm very quick with the Keurigs. Are you a Keurig guy or are you?
I don't drink coffee.
No?
Uh-uh.
Holy shit.
Never had. I had a bad experience in college and just never did it after that.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. People have bad experiences with alcohol in college. I had a bad experience with coffee, and they're fun with me anymore. So
We're gonna have
how
to hear
weird is that?
the story. Keeping
How
it
weird,
100 one week.
how weird is
What,
that? That's
what
sad.
happened with the coffee,
It's
Chris?
sad.
Number 7, Alabama.
Bama, y'all. So
Oh, Bama.
is he working himself up or what, man? Love it. Come on,
Dun,
man.
dun, 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 dun.
There we go. Think about it, man. I mean, he has
Dude, this kid is turning it around.
Milrose, man.
Milrose.
You
Milrose
think about
place.
it.
That should be a sign.
So you think about what they've done since that loss, right?
Mhm.
They've beaten 3 ranked teams and have a chance to play Auburn. Oh, I'm sorry. First they're
Smash
playing
Kentucky. Smash
Chattanooga.
LSU.
Yes.
Smash Tennessee.
And then
Now they're playing Chattanooga. Is
Right.
Terrell Owens going to play too?
But that's the thing, right? Is that you plan this out perfectly because you want it for the Iron Bowl because it's so
Right.
important. And then after that,
It's the SEC playoffs.
they have a chance at redemption.
Redemption
Yes,
from who?
from Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Yes.
Yeah,
From
that's the last game of the year, man.
Playing Texas again?
But think about it, man. I mean,
No, exactly.
they're right
They're
in there,
the one
man.
team that could punch with them.
They're right there, man. And think about, I mean, that was week 2 that they had that loss, and they were down. They've been working themselves up, and they have a chance now. I mean, they literally are a team that can fulfill their own destiny with a win at Georgia. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Kentucky, they slaughtered.
Slaughtered.
I was excited about Kentucky because they were playing well. They were ranked a couple times in the Super 16.
These teams get so impatient with playing them. It's like
Yes.
they get away from running the ball. You're gonna have to do it
They
in order
panic,
to beat.
man.
They panic. They start throwing. Oh, a turnover, tipped. Oh, pick. How about the pick on the freaking bubble screen? I'm like, oh my god, bro! It's like the worst time to call it. They do it. It's
Of
like
course.
it's no way around it. Bama is
Back.
rising. They're back.
They're back, baby.
Gotta give them. Speaking
Bama,
of back,
y'all.
Bo knows.
Bo knows football. Definitely Bo knows.
Number 6, Oregon.
Explain to me how the former Heisman Trophy winner season just really tanks. I mean, how does that happen, man?
They have no defense.
They didn't have defense last year.
What were his stats in the game?
I'm trying to see. Hold on.
Let me tell you. I got it. I think Caleb Williams. He was 19 of 34 for 291 yards, 1 touchdown.
Come on.
No interceptions.
I mean, he's having a great year.
He made some throws in that game. But
he's still going to be number 1, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. But Bo Nix, 22 of 31 for 412 yards and 4 tutties.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Now,
How awesome is that, man?
My dad's former captain is the offensive line coach at Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Coach Kavanaugh, and he is doing awesome things there. If you watch the offensive line, probably one of the top O-line coaches in the country. It was crazy real quick. Herm Edwards had him on his staff when Herm got fired because of whatever was going down with him. The guy that took over for Herm was coached by Cav, and he didn't even hire him.
Really?
Didn't even give him an interview.
Oh, there must be some bad blood there.
Yeah, he must have hold some inner grudge.
Right, like, hey, you didn't play me when I was.
This dude from Oregon's like, bro, we need you here.
That's
And
awesome.
he went to Oregon. Look what's going on there. They're
That's
happy
crazy.
Little inside story here on the Super 16 poll show. Coaching.
Love it.
Coaching is crazy. But Oregon, I mean, Bo Nix, big plays. I like where you got him here. Like where you got him.
You think about this, 3 points with the loss against Washington. 3 points.
In an incredible game.
Yes.
I mean, that came down to the wire. Bo Nix continue. We loved him at Auburn. I have to say, I like him even more. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. Because you know what, Chris? A lot of Oregon quarterbacks get, well, they score. Oh, it's terrible. But
right.
This guy's done it at Auburn and Oregon. Gotta like what you see.
Love it.
He's definitely in the top 2 for the Heisman in my book.
Oh, yeah. And you got to think about it. They have Arizona State coming up. Well, no, they actually have a bye. And then they have Arizona State. And then they have the game formerly known as Civil War. So there's some folks ahead of them that could lose some games. And they could be in the hunt.
They have Arizona State next week.
No, not next week. This week?
Yeah.
Not Saturday.
Saturday is November 18th.
Holy shit, you're right. My bad. Dude, I'm so behind, man. Wow.
All right. So tough Saturday night.
Yes, it was. All right.
Let's go to number 5.
Number 5. Washington.
Okay, this was a doozy, man.
Oh yeah,
because we love us some Utah,
bro. They put a whooping. They played some ball there.
I thought they were going to lose. I thought Washington was going to lose this game.
And then they come battling back. Utah. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a blowout.
Yep.
Surprised.
Yep.
Then what were they, 16 in the poll? Battling back.
Oh, yes.
I thought they were going to lose too, Washington. They pull it out 35-28. Penix continues his meteoric rise.
It's been freaking amazing. Guess how many yards he has without looking.
I'm going to say 2,700, 29. What does he have? 24?
35.
35.
Holy
shit.
Wow.
3,500 yards.
I wonder what Caleb had last year. Because, I mean, I don't think he had close to 4,000. I mean, he's going to bust 4,000.
This dude can. He's at 35. Throws 300, it's 38. He throws 300 in the Civil War.
Right. I mean, he's
4,100.
It's a lock. And then when is the Heisman?
It's usually like after. It's in December.
Okay.
Yeah. It's usually around Christmas. I remember meeting Marshall Faulk in Manhattan. He's shopping for shoes, and he had just won the Heisman.
That's so random.
Or he was at the Heisman. Did he win the Heisman? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Was Marshall Faulk a Heisman winner? Probably wasn't, but he was there for the Heisman.
I'm sure he'd be on the commercial, on the Nissan commercials.
Yeah,
which I think
exactly.
are freaking great.
Those are great. All they need to do is bring Brian Bosworth in. Like, where's the transfer portal?
Well, speaking about the Dr. Pepper commercials,
yeah,
they are fantastic.
They are.
And each person has the role. And I mean, the latest commercial when everybody's freaking out, you guys, and he's like, guys, that was the first play. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Awesome.
First play.
Awesome. And then Caleb is bringing in some dollars with the bad luck. But anyway,
let's go. We're in our top 4 here.
Top four, baby.
16 poll show with Chris Zorich.
Number 4, Florida State.
I actually enjoyed this game, man. I mean, I was excited. This it didn't bring me all the way back, but it brought me close enough to the old Miami Florida State game.
Yeah, Miami. What was it? This girl was wearing this T-shirt. What did it say? I feel bad for you. The you.
I feel bad for the you. Okay.
Something. Oh man, it was good stuff. The rivalry was there. You could see the battle, and Miami was looking like they were going to pull the upset.
Yes.
Then the quarterback gets hurt, bringing this other dude. They put it away, but the big plays, man. How about putting your big star at punt returner? I love that.
Come on, that's crazy. But
smart.
Here's the thing, and this is what I think you assume when you're a young player. Like, it's hard to go undefeated.
Hell yeah.
Hard as hell, man. Because, like, everything has to be all lined up, man. And even though you can look at your schedule and say, oh, yeah, well, we beat them last year and they're not having a good year. Look at Oklahoma getting beat by Texas. I'm sorry, by Kansas. I mean, you start looking at things. It's like, where did Virginia come? Who did they beat? They beat somebody who was on a roll. Was it
who did they beat?
Was it UNC? No, it wasn't UNC.
It was one of our teams.
Yes. Hold on.
Who did they beat? Virginia.
It's like only one. Yeah, no, it was North Carolina.
Was it?
Yeah. They were ranked 10th in the country. And they stormed. Yeah. It was it was crazy, man. So you have games like that, then you know you're gonna roll over on Virginia. Shit, they had won one game before that. They were 1-5.
It's unbelievable, man. The stuff. Did you see the story of the Virginia kicker? The kickoff special?
No,
you didn't see that?
What was it on?
On game day.
I must have missed that.
The kid that was a soccer player. Then his dad started challenging him to kick, and he tried out for another.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that the Army guy? No, was that the guy that went to the
Marine? He's in the military.
Yes, I saw it.
Helicopter.
Yeah, he's like 39.
34 years old. He's out there at University of Virginia. He made a tackle.
He made a tackle.
He made a stop.
Yes.
He made a stick. I'm like, look at this story. What an awesome story. Every year we get these great stories in college football. But Florida State continues their rise back into relevance of football. I can hear Keith Jackson right now talking about it in my head with his voice.
Well, and then all the people that assume that Deion was going to go back to Florida State sometime, but that's not going to happen.
No. But this quarterback and his receiver coming back, great stuff out of Florida State, setting the tone at the end, finishing strong and beating the University of Miami in a rivalry renewed game. It looked like wasn't too big for Miami.
Right.
Florida State coming in as a hot hand, obviously 4 in the Super 16 poll show.
Hey.
And here they are, back undefeated, Florida State. Here we go. Number 3, Chris.
Number 3, Michigan.
The only team that can't. Chris keeps moving these pieces around.
Hold on. Okay, now let's find a justification here.
Who did they play?
Thank you. They beat a Penn State team 24-15, right?
Yep.
That other team.
But the score wasn't indicative of how.
I understand.
It looked like they smashed them.
That's true.
I think they beat them down physically.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It was like they didn't throw one time in the second half.
It was
They just
hilarious.
ran it right down their throat.
But can we talk about the love that this team, players and coaches, have for their head man? I mean, you want to like I mean,
I spoke to Cap today. Cap's like, no, the Bears can't hide. I go, yes, they can. I think.
Why can't they?
Well, he says he doesn't like the shenanigans that he pulled, that he's portraying that he doesn't know about it. I was like, well, we don't know if he did or not. Maybe. I go, but they're all doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, hold on, time out. I mean, really?
We got to get you on the show to debate this.
Come on.
There's no way I'd pass up Jim Harbaugh as the Bears head coach.
Come on. Exactly.
Because of this? No,
Are you kidding me?
It's a family show.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you. He's firm in it.
Here's the thing, though. Look at how his players.
That's the point.
And his coaches. I mean, I don't know.
Bet.
I mean, you saw his assistant.
Even Tom Brady was jumping in there on the bet.
Come on, man.
When Brady's involved, forget about it.
I mean,
I like how Jim, we're America's team.
Come on. But his assistant coach, his offense coordinator, I mean, that was raw after the game.
Oh, that was so real.
And
some dudes were hating on it. I'm like,
what?
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna pull the Candy Rose. They haven't played. Okay? Because when you have, I get the chills talking about it right now. I mean, when you have a locker room, when you have a team that's that connected, that they have that love, and I mean, even when he was suspended the first part of the year, the team did like that crazy formation or some shit like that
for him. Yep.
But the understanding that he's their guy, and through this adversity, they're behind him. I mean, you can't manufacture that shit.
I agree with you, bro. 100%. I think the players' conversation is what it is. And I said exactly this. I'm like, bring him to Chicago. Stop the witch hunt. I put it on my timeline. It's ridiculous. Like, there's no way I would ever turn away from him. But I think it speaks volumes on how anybody getting whatever towards the offensive coordinator who's the head coach for the game is his emotion. You don't get football.
What were they talking about? I mean, were they criticizing him?
Soft and fake.
Fake?
Listen, we live in this world of people that just want to be contrarian or negative. Like, you can't see through that yet. He's swearing on shout out to Jim Larison, who sent it to us. He videotaped it right away, and I was watching it, but my sons were talking, and I just saw him emoji. Okay. I didn't know he swore.
Right. Yeah, like 3 times.
Jim like that. He's like, MFer.
Right.
Love the shit out of it. It was great.
You can't, man. Then he goes on a line like, our fans, our students, our president, our AD,
then the AD comes out supporting the coach.
See, now the fact that you can have so think about the Michigan versus everybody thing for this game, or no, for this situation, and then think about the kids in Northwestern when they had it, right? I mean, it was in the beginning of the year where we didn't know a lot, so that emotion that those Northwestern kids have, the love for their coach, we're seeing it now in week 11 with a successful team. And oh, by the way, I mean, they weren't guaranteed this win.
No, they weren't. I think that's the story. And I frown on Stephen A. Smith and what he's saying and trying to be. You just don't. He doesn't get it. They don't get it. Oh, he's down on Michigan and Harbaugh. They have to be banned from the playoffs. They shouldn't be. I'm like, what? You're going to punish these kids over bull?
I mean,
They already have done this twice without even all of the evidence or anything to stand by. There's a hearing to be had this Friday. It's ridiculous. And they still have to go out there and play and win. And they went out there and did that. It is what it is at this point. But Michigan is my number one team in football. Hey,
man, Michigan versus everybody. Fuck it. Everybody.
I'm down with it. Listen, Michigan blew it last year versus TCU. The one team that could stand toe-to-toe to Georgia, I thought, was Michigan physically up front.
Right.
We saw what Ole Miss struggled with. Georgia's defensive line. That's where Kirby, all the other stuff, the stories are what's going on up front. Their offense and defensive line in Georgia. And Michigan, they have the same standouts there. Their offense and defensive line. And then the other pieces fit in. But anyway, it's a huge story. Did you see what Jim Harbaugh's daughter sent out? I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna text it to Cherie so she can put it up on the show because it will take me forever. But I purposefully saved this, and you are going to love it. What his daughter says in defense of her dad. It's so on the same level as the offensive coordinator's emotion. So I texted it to Cherie. She can get it up on there as we go to number 2, Chris.
No, number 2.
Number 2, Ohio State.
Wow. Stick the knife in there, Chris. A little hard.
I still like them, man. I just in maybe I should have did like a number 2A and a number 2B then.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, they played Michigan State 38-3. I mean, they continue their. I mean, it's a Marvin Harrison Jr. world that we're all watching. Right?
Sure.
Unbelievable football player.
Well,
quarterback is a little erratic. That's where the matchup is going to be told. When this quarterback has to be tested, is he going to be able to? Because he was a little erratic. Honestly, Notre Dame should have beat them.
Right.
Terrible coaching down the stretch, situationally, 10 men on the field twice.
Yep.
Once I can go, twice. I mean, and this game, Ohio State, then again, what was it against? I thought they were on the ropes against Penn State. They were able to pull that off.
Yep. Yeah.
Rutgers had them at the half. It was 16.
Yeah. We were texting back. We're like, what the hell?
Rutgers. Yeah. So, again, but, can't really debate. They beat Notre Dame, Penn State. So they have more
ranked wins.
Ranked
but I mean, I'm kind of, as we're talking, I'm kind of rethinking this and maybe I mean, I didn't get chills talking about Ohio State, but I got chills talking about Michigan. So maybe I should have
your boy Rich
an addendum.
Boy, have to get Ron G on the horn real quick. I saw him in the chat. Ronnie.
So here's the thing, man. I mean, how big do you think that Michigan Ohio State game is going to be?
Dude, it's going to be schedule your night, your weekend around it big.
Seriously.
Right.
Like
where am I going to be? I got to tell my wife November 25th. I'm at home.
Right. But
fireplace.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at it right now. Like, would you try to move that to an evening? Because right now it's at noon Eastern.
Yeah, dude. That's got to be on.
Like, how does that not on? Like, I mean, what's on TV?
Should be on 8 o'clock.
What's on Fox?
Actually, give me 7.
Okay.
7 o'clock.
So what's on Fox on the 18th? Wait, on the 25th?
Don't know.
That they can't.
The Simpsons?
Right. I mean, come on, man.
No, everybody's got football on.
Game of the year.
DW's got football. Everybody. Somehow you got to
that is the biggest game of the year.
Here's what I was talking about here.
Okay.
This is Grace Harbaugh, daughter. Okay. The other day I was talking to my dad on the phone. I asked how he was doing, and he replied, I wish I had my freaking reading glasses on. I'm doing, and
I'm only doing as well as the people who I love are doing. My family, my team, and my chickens.
My chickens.
Yes.
Chickens. He has chickens.
Oftentimes,
go ahead and read it, because
oftentimes I think we have an idea of who people are before we even know them or understand things fully. People know my dad to be incredibly headstrong, stubborn, and unapologetic himself. They're not wrong. But what people also don't know is that he refers to his players as his own kids, that he loves Michigan football more than anything in this world, and that in my 23 years of life, I've not heard him once complain. Not when things get hard, not when I know he's exhausted from pulling 18 hours a day, and especially not when due process has failed. My parents both taught me the importance of integrity, accountability, and leading a life in the light. I know who my dad is. I know his heart. I know that he has taught me. I know what he has taught me about leading a good life is what he practices daily. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Daughter went right out there to defend. I mean, if that I gotta send that to Cap right now.
Come on, man.
Say this is your next Chicago Bears head coach.
Come on, man. How could you not want that guy on your sideline? And
when he went after Schwartz alone, I wanted him. I'm like, I wanted him way before. I know I've talked about this. I wanted him before he went to Stanford when we hired Lovey.
Do you have some dirt in your eye or something? Did some dirt all of a sudden get in your eye?
Yes.
As we were talking about that really cool story, was that some dirt, some lint around it? Was that some lint?
I think it was the emotion that his daughter wrote of him.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure if that was some lint or like some dust got in your eye just when we were talking about that.
Yeah. No, it was emotion for his daughter defending her dad and the integrity. That's, again, what college football is all about. And
how could you not want the guy on your sidelines? And think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Think how bad that AD is kicking himself in the butt for. I mean, remember 2 years ago,
they weren't going to offer him.
They weren't, and then there's rumor now saying that they're not going to extend it because of this
the politics,
right?
Yeah.
So, dude, are
public.
you kidding?
What is it? Public perception.
Yes.
I will take him, but again, we have Gentleman George and Ted the cheater, and hopefully Kevin Warren says, listen, George, you're a chairman. I don't know what that is on the Game of Thrones, but it ain't very high. We will get a knight in here and chop your arm off. If you
how would that be? What would that look like if Kevin was like, all right, Jimmy, you're my guy?
Oh my God. I honestly would be the best day of my life for the Bears in regards to the
imagine how Harbaugh would feel. I mean,
it's his dream job. He said it 3-4 times. And the city of Chicago would be best served by that. Again, we could talk about it all night, but
we still have one more team left. I forgot.
We got one more team, Chris.
Damn.
Let's go to number 1. You guessed it.
Number 1, Georgia.
Oh my Lord. Ole Miss. They were ranked in the top 10. That's dangerous. Dangerous. I think we finally found a team that I think when the college football playoff committee votes tomorrow, I'm pretty sure Georgia's going to be number one.
Yeah, that was I have to agree with you. The dominance that they showcase versus Ole Miss is going to push them up top. And I think the politics, it's going to be interesting. Where do these guys talking about the college football playoffs, find Michigan with the controversy? Are they going to?
Well, supposedly Boo Corrigan, the chairman of the committee, talked last week about that and said that will not have an effect.
Perfect.
They're there to arrange games, not until anybody says something. So it would be kind of interesting if they see the influence that the Big Ten have for suspending him.
We could do a whole show on it because I had so many questions. How the Big Ten, how Kevin Warren, I don't think Kevin Warren would have done that. I'm just saying he would have let the thing. This guy just made a decision. Then you don't give an opportunity to defend. Right? He's getting on a plane.
That is so bogus, man.
I think it's the biggest crock of crap ever. I hate it. To be honest.
Which, as much as you love to be in that situation. I mean, I'm talking. If I'm Jim Harbaugh, I'm tired of it.
If you're placating to the Karens of the world, you're doing it wrong, bro.
Come on, can I just coach the ball? Can I just coach the ball? I mean, and he's gonna have one person to answer to if he goes to the NFL. So, and as opposed to donors and boosters and ADs and presidents and chairmen and chancellors and
boosters and that chaos.
And then recruiting. I mean, he's gonna be sleeping in trees or some shit. I mean, come on, man. All right, so real quick, I know we're kind of past our time. Wow.
I think that's the same shirt.
Well, it's really not the same shirt, but that's okay. So the idea that you go to a bowl game at Texas A&M and you get fired. So realize this: they beat the crap out of Mississippi State, and Jimbo gets fired. I'm not a Jimbo fan, but why do you think this happens now versus end of the season? Are you looking at somebody? I mean, obviously that AD should have his person.
$76 million on the table. Now, I always say this, and I hate to bring it back to the Bears, but when these fans say, well, the McCaskey's never fire anybody, and they're still paying, and they have to pay the guy. I was like, okay. I think Lovie Smith was owed $4 million, and we're worried about, they made that in parking money last weekend. They're fine. Trust me. That's why I'm like, pay the coach. Get the right coach. Stop being afraid of the big personality. Freaking, if Texas A&M can eat $76.8 million, what do you think the Chicago Bears can do?
Come on. I
Texas
mean, they're
A&M,
eating
Jimbo.
this for, but I think there has to be something going on because, to fire him still, I know we got only a couple games left, but they're going to a bowl game. I mean, you got assistant coaches, you got players there. I mean, that's tough, man.
I agree. I agree with you and Ben.
Hello.
A lot of people talking about, Feinbaum is also a moron. I would love to get him on the show.
Pro SEC, anything that's not SEC, he's going to talk about. So, I talk about the top games?
Hey, don't we have something for that? Chris Zorich.
Now, shockingly, there aren't a lot because we're kind of going down the last couple weeks of the season, which has gone by so fast. But there are a couple on my rankings. There's a couple of ranked teams that are playing.
Yeah.
That's my first one because it's not that exciting. I'll just because the rest, it won't be that much of a build up, but it's Washington, Oregon State. So it's DJ versus Penix.
DJ.
I think that's the first time you ever ran this show, right?
Yes, DJ versus Penix. I think that deserves to be. Are you going from 5 to 1?
That's one. It's one. The rest aren't that great, but they're okay.
Berlin versus the Venom might make that list.
Well, if we can get a streaming,
I hear there might be a stream. Honestly,
please let us know. Please let us know.
Making sure you get it, Chris.
Yes.
And obviously, the book club and TTNL fans and patrons will receive the stream because Berlin apparently does that. They have a beautiful facility and stadium, and we'll see.
Interesting.
I will ask the president if we will have a live stream of this game.
So is it going to be there, or do you guys have a neutral site in some backyard or something like that?
Even if they were not in the playoffs, it would still be at their facility.
Okay.
It's a really nice facility and turf and big stadium, big scoreboard, the whole nine.
Interesting. So yeah, let's put Berlin and what is it, the Venom?
The Venom, the Southington Venom.
At number 1 then.
There we go. I will be going to UConn versus Sacred Heart on Saturday
you will?
Yes, I'll be at that game.
With the kids?
The kids are getting recognized.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, so my God. That's cool at
UConn. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'll film that and share that too.
Please do. That's awesome.
They're all excited to meet some of these college players. I know UConn hasn't been playing very well, but it's exciting that they can see a big
for little 8-year-old kids. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So then my number 2 team then is Washington at Oregon State, because my number 1 was Berlin and the Venom.
Look at Cherie. She's going to a game too.
Oh, hey.
Breaking news.
That may be my
on
number.
The list?
That may be on the list, but let's shoot this right quick. So number 2.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. So I had to move everybody down. Okay.
1 Venom versus Berlin.
Yes, that's number 1. Number 2 is Washington at Oregon State. Number 3 is Georgia at Tennessee.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a tough one. I think Tennessee's going to try to redeem themselves. I think there's also going to be a redemption game for Miami as Louisville goes to Miami to play. I think that's going to be a big game.
That's a good call.
That's going to be a tough game. And then my last one is hopefully a Harbaugh coached Michigan team versus Maryland.
Yes, Cherie will be in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine if she got a picture with Coach Harbaugh. That would be amazing.
I'm just excited to go into the game. That'd be awesome.
Listen, I'm just finding that out too. I'm going to UConn Sacred Heart. She's going to Michigan, Maryland. So.
And I'm going to Notre Dame Wake Forest. Hell, there we go.
The Demon Deacons.
We're going to be busy as hell Saturday.
We're all going to be at games. Look at that.
Jeepers creepers.
Jeepers creepers.
Listen, Chris, are there any final thoughts here? We covered a lot tonight.
I know we did. I'm amazed at Texas A&M. This idea of and again, they blew out Mississippi State, but there's some things that were going on behind the scenes. He may have pissed some people off, but the fact that they can walk away from $76 million is freaking amazing.
That's that Texas oil money telling them, hey, buddy, don't
next.
We got the next
guy.
Right?
I mean,
These donors. It's crazy.
But and here's the thing people may forget. I mean, think about the pressure of the person coming in. Like,
oh yeah,
he got fired after 6 games. Like, what happens year 5? I mean, year 1, you win 5 games. I mean, is your head on the swivel?
They kept going through guys at Texas too. Then they got Sarkisian. Are they gonna get tired of him? So both Texas schools, you know what I'm saying? That Sumner was there at Texas A&M.
Yep.
We'll see how they go through it, but a lot of money. Anything else before we wrap up tonight?
Just the cash, that, and congratulations to you making the Super Bowl.
There it is, the Super Bowl. Speaking of Super Bowls, here's Super Polls.
There we go, Super 15 poll show.
Just pretend not number 11. So
yes.
The 15, and I'll just leave it at that. Chris Zorich every week here, breaking down Louisville, number 16, Oklahoma, Penn State, Ole Miss, Missouri. How do they say it there? Well, however, number 12,
Missouri.
Then we got a 11 and 10 team.
Tulane. Back to back, baby.
Tulane. Number 9, Oregon State. Number 8, Texas. 7 is Alabama. 6, Oregon with Bo Nix. 5, Washington. Penix Jr. 4, Florida State. 3, Jim Harbaugh's Michigan. Michigan versus everybody. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1, Georgia. There it is. Here's a picture, Chris.
Oh, that's awesome. With the score and you talking to the kid. Man, come on, man. You can't get any better than that.
To top it all off, you see the guy in the hat and the jacket on the left is my dad there.
No, that's awesome.
I'm going to frame this picture.
You should. That's awesome, man.
Shout out to... That's
freaking awesome. Who took that photo?
Drew Weston's mom, Christine Weston, took this photo.
Shout out to Christine, because that's something that you're gonna remember for a long time.
And I'm wearing the Bears hat, Chris. Look at that.
Oh, yep, I noticed that.
The Bears.
I noticed that.
George McCaskey. Even when we're in the playoffs, at least one Bear fan's in the playoffs. I love Mr. Chris Zorich, and I appreciate you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
And our super producer, Lady Bear, returned from Hawaii, traveling around the world, this girl, going to Maryland, Michigan this week. We can see this guy. Hopefully he's there.
He will be. They get the injunction. They find out on Friday, which is crazy.
Say hello to your wife for us. 4.
I will. Apparently, and Omar, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right now, it's a bunch of writing for work and cocktails and cigars. So
cigars and the heavy arms on the bike. Are you riding the bike, or the bike's away now?
Yeah, the bike is. Yeah, it's a long story.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good one.
Well, anyway, for the great 3-time All-American, CBS Defensive Player of the Year, national champion, college football Hall of Famer, and all Madden, Mr. Chris Zorich. I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil, every week, every Monday night, breaking down college football all through the football season. We'll be back next Monday night to break it all down before the big weekend of November 25th, the Super Bowl. The game. We'll be there.
And we'll have results from your Super Bowl.
Oh, yes. We'll have results.
Come on.
Live stream.
Yeah.
Do it live. Anyway, I got to go. Chris has got to go. And so does Cherie. Off with the show. We'll see you next time here on the Tape Never Lies Network and the Super 16
show.
There you go. Thanks for watching the Super 16 Poll Show with Chris Zorich. Like, subscribe, and comment. This has been a special presentation of the Tape Never Lies Network.
Performance over politics.